In this video, we're going to be walking through setting up a Facebook ad, and this is going to be one of the best videos that I've come out with this year because there are so many buttons in Facebook ads right now that you do not want to press, but everything about how they organize this is going to make you want to press it. So pay very close attention in this video. It doesn't matter what type of ad campaign you're setting up or for what business. You are going to encounter some very important things in this video, things that could make or break your ad campaign from simply having these buttons turn to the wrong setting. And basically every wrong setting is what Facebook ads is going to tell you to do. So let me clarify this for you. Let's get started. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Videll. We are focused on Facebook and Instagram ad tutorials right now. We are also going to be getting into some very exciting new marketing tools with AI on this channel soon that is not going to be things that you have heard like, oh, use ChatGPT, blah, blah, blah. Okay, you know it. This is going to be some very implementable strategy, so make sure you're subscribed. But we're going to go to create a campaign. And what you need to know about this is basically the higher up on this you go, the less qualified of customers you're going to get. And the further down you go, the more qualified you're going to get in terms of likelihood to spend money online. So if you are able to get sales from running any of these 3 campaigns, that means that your product would do an extremely good job with any of these campaigns. App promotion is not going to really be in line with what most of you are doing, so don't worry about that one there if you're not doing an app. But for most of you, you're going to be running a sales or a leads campaign, or maybe you've been dabbling with one of these. The objective of the algorithm is to get you whatever you ask for in the cheapest way possible. So if you say, hey, I just want reach or brand awareness or video views in the cheapest way possible, it's going to find people who never click or who never engage, who never fill out lead forms or buy things. So just know that, and that's the simplest way that I can put it, but I really can't stress enough that if you're trying to get sales, you should always be clicking sales. If you're going for names and emails, say leads. If you are the off occasion that is doing one of these and finding success, you would find even more success with one of these later campaigns. I'm going to be setting up the basis of a newer ad campaign that I'm about to run, just so we can actually go through an example here, which is going to be a leads campaign. Here is where you're always 100% of the time going to choose manual leads campaign or manual sales campaign. Whatever you're doing is going to be this bottom one. This is that first thing that they're going to make it seem like, oh, it's a good idea, right? Not a good idea at all. It takes away half of your buttons right away. So you have to do manual leads campaign. See, like right there, if you were to do the top one, like your campaign would be pretty much ruined. Honestly, your campaign would be pretty much ruined if you click that top option. You have to click manual. And for the reason why we're going to do manual for everything is also the reason why you don't want to book a call with a Meta Ads representative, because all they're going to do is make you turn on all the Meta recommendations. They've never run ads before. They don't know anything. If you watch this video, you know more than any of the Meta Ads support representatives that could help you out. So please don't ever book a call. They're just going to tell you to do the wrong things. We are going to call this the ProBots free course premiere, because that is the ad campaign that I'm about to create for you guys. So we're not making a total ambiguous campaign. I thought this would be a better idea. Special ad categories is only for credit, employment, housing, social issues. So if you're not any of those, you're never going to touch this. Advantage campaign budget. I'm going to explain what that is a little bit more later once we create more ad sets. In a lot of cases, it does do better to have on, so I am going to turn that on. And you'll never turn on A/B test. You will do A/B testing, but you will never turn on A/B test because it gives Facebook all of the control over your testing, and it's not a good idea to do so. So I'm going to just leave the answer at that, because as long as you never turn it on, then you never need to know anything more than that anyways. We are going to be running this from Let's do this from my Derek Videll page. And at this step right here, for leads is where it's going to be most important. Ooh, multiple. This is a new one. That's interesting. So they're adding so many new things right now. So this is really cool. This is basically you're running an ad where someone is just going to call you directly from the ad. And this is sometimes a good idea for some businesses. Usually the types of businesses that do direct to call campaigns do them on Google, and they're like emergency tow truck services or emergency plumbing services would be ones that do that. This is a newer thing, and as you can tell, like I'm experiencing this for the first time right now. There's a lot of new features coming out, and they're very minor features too. Like there's tweaks to small parts of Facebook ads, but we're just gonna do website right now. This is why you're gonna be want to be subscribed to the channel, because I'm gonna talk about this soon. But there's just so much to this, and it's really keeping me employed, because I can tell you guys, when I do private calls with people, the amount of learning that takes place is insane compared to what I could ever teach you in these videos, because it's just still so particular to every business. What you're going to want to do here is you're going to click your active pixel. This is my account that I just do my tutorials on, is why it's like this. And you're going to click on your pixel, and then for conversion event, you're going to do purchase, which it's going to be blanked out right now because it's not active, but you guys are going to click purchase if you're doing a sales campaign, or in this case, we're going to do lead. And website or instant forms is really the only decision that you're going to make here. A website lead is where you send them to your website where you have created a landing page where they put in their name and email. An instant form is something that comes up on Facebook natively within the app, and then ask them for the lead. I am not going to do that. I'm going to send them to a website, and basically all I'll say for making this decision, instant forms usually works better if you are a homeowner based service. You're going to want to choose this. All right, if you are selling something to homeowners, I would tell you to do instant forms. Website otherwise is typically the way to go. There's a lot of variables to making that decision though. All right, we're gonna choose lead. I love dynamic creative. What a lot of you are going to see if you saw my last video is it's going to say right here, dynamic creative will be going away soon, and instead you will use flexible. Flexible is broken right now, and I don't think I would ever recommend you using flexible. If you want to know what that is, refer to my last video. If you do have the option to do dynamic creative and it doesn't show that it's going away, then it's something that I do like to do in most cases. Yeah, refer to that video and I'll tell you what dynamic creative does as well. That's way too much to cover in this video. At this level, what's very important is that you never clicked set an end date. This is something that pretty much everyone does because they think, oh, I'll run ads for 1 week or whatever. No, you're running ads until you turn them off. This blue toggle is what you will do. You will toggle your ads off when you want them to go off. When you choose an end date, what happens is once that end date is reached, your ad campaign will say complete. And if you want to turn that campaign back on, you can't because you'll have to recreate it. So once it's complete, it doesn't allow you to mess with the campaign anymore. Literally the only time you'd ever set an end date is if your ads have to turn off at a certain time, and you will be out of the country with no service at all to be able to turn them off. Is the only time you'd ever turn on end date. Otherwise, please, dear God, never set end date. It is just going to make a massive problem for you. And then what you're going to do here is click this button. All of you, every single time, are always going to click this button. Switch to original audience options, then use original audience. Can you see how it wants you to use Advantage Plus? Basically, everything with Advantage Plus on it is a bad idea except Advantage campaign budget. That is the only time that you'll turn on something that says Advantage. Everything else is terrible. So it will try to be like, oh, hey, improve your performance with Advantage audience. All this is saying is, hey, do you want to just give us all of the control, and we are going to give it quite a bit of control. But it's saying, hey, do you want to just like not even worry about setting any of these things, and like we'll just choose it for you? And the only time that this is going to win is someone who does not care about their ad campaign at all. Someone who does not ever look at their ad campaign, their results, or tweak things is the only time this will win. All right, so as long as you care about what you're doing, what you do, because you're watching this video, you'll never use Advantage Plus. So we will set our location. You will set your age. Absolutely. Set the age. If you're like, hey, people 30 to 55 are way more likely to buy, change it to just them. Okay, you should always be going for the lowest hanging fruit with your initial ad campaign test. Please take that to heart. You are going for the lowest hanging fruit. The gender, you will set that as well. If you're like, well, guys sometimes buy, set it to girls. All right, only go for the people who are more likely to buy. Here, though, is where I would highly recommend that you set nothing in almost every situation. Go back to my video, though. It is within the last couple of days of this time, and it is about broad or narrow targeting. It's called broad or narrow targeting, or it's called, is broad targeting the future of Facebook ads? In short, it is. All right. So in this case, we are essentially giving Facebook the power, which is what we're not doing with Advantage Plus. But in this case, we are giving them the power. We're setting these three things. I would not recommend setting language if you are trying to advertise to America an English product. What this does is that they have to have declared that they speak this language in order for the ad to show to them. If you are trying to run English ads in Italy, then you should set this, because it is very important that that person does speak the language. Otherwise, just know that if you're running English ads in America, don't set it, because you don't want to exclude people just because they haven't set their language. All right. Otherwise, you're setting these three things. For this, you're probably going to say nothing. Refer to that video, though, for the gray space that you will set nothing. In this ad campaign, though, I am going to run to business owners. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this one as open targeting. And we are going to say, you know what? I'm going to keep this at 18 plus. I am. So we're going to keep this open. I'm going to cap it off because I'm about to sell an AI thing. I'm going to cap it off at 45. So I'm going to say open targeting 18 to 45 is who this is going for. Open targeting, and that I have not set an interest. Here is another thing. Advantage Plus placements. What do you think? Do we want this on? Of course not. You are going to go to edit, and then you're going to go to manual placements. And I'm going to teach you my exact decision-making process for setting the placements. The placements is where you want your ad to show. First thing you're going to do is turn off search results, because search results is a terrible place for an ad to be. This is someone just typed in Derek Videll. They see Derek Videll right here, and then here's your ad. It's a terrible place to spend money, because this person is obviously on a mission to find a certain place or person or business. The other thing I would recommend you do is at the beginning of testing, apps and sites generally does not perform nearly as well as the other locations. It's not the worst space to show an ad. So if I was trying to scale an ad campaign, I would turn this back on. But in order to spend your budget a little bit more effectively, I would also turn off apps and sites for a testing campaign, just so we can get data a little bit more quickly with the locations that are more likely to perform. Then what you're going to do is make a decision on if it should be on stories and reels. If the piece of content explains what you are selling or promoting enough just by itself without the caption, this will be on. If the caption is necessary to explain your ad, you will turn this off. So let me explain a little further. In this situation, this person running this focaccia bread, I don't know what fruit that is. Is it a fig? It's like a fig pizza. It's the weirdest thing. Come to think of it, but they're promoting this thing. This is a terrible idea that they have this on story, because the image itself doesn't tell you what's going on. Actually, I'll say this. It says Jasper's Market, the name of their business, which the name of your business is extremely important to running proper Facebook ads, by the way, because it's the first thing that everyone always sees is your name. They see Jasper's Market, they see Fig Pie, and they get it, right? They're like, all right, Jasper's Market sells this pie. So I will say that this is actually okay. This is fine to keep on story ads for them, because people get it. Jasper's Market sells this thing. I want to learn more. That's fine. If you have an image that is very ambiguous, and maybe it's just an image of you flexing your biceps, and then what you're trying to sell is fitness coaching, but all the images is just you flexing your biceps. If you say, I want to test it out, I want to see if people don't see my caption that I wrote about how I used to be overweight and now I'm really fit and I'm selling a fitness program, I'm going to test it out. If they only see the image of me without the caption, that I want to run that as an ad. That is the decision you are making here. If you say, no, the caption is necessary, you turn this off. If it's not, you leave it on. Simple as that. Let's go to the ad level, and we are going to set to Derek Videll. And Derek Videll, go check me out on Instagram or shoot me a DM on there if you have questions, by the way. And we are going to call this ad, I'm going to put in this image. I'm going to call this ProBots ads. And I'm going to put this in here. Go select images, upload. Sorry if I'm moving a little quick on some things. By the way, I have dynamic creative on. Yours will look slightly different because if you have it off, it will say like add media. All right, so it's not a ton different, but it actually might look a little bit different. I'm actually going to go through and turn off dynamic creative and show you what that will look like real quick. If you have dynamic creative on, you will select your images or videos through that way, and then you will turn this off. This is one of the worst things that you can possibly turn on. It will say optimize creative for each person or optimize text for each person. What it will do is it will swap your primary text and your headline and description, and it will interchange them. And this is your freaking caption. Like, this is your long caption. This is usually a very short 3 to 5 words. This is usually 1 to 3 words. It should not be in place of your caption. It makes the ad make no sense. This is the worst button that you can turn on. Always off, okay? If you have dynamic creative off, then it will look like this. You have this new thing too called site links, which is something that is from Google Ads, actually. We'll talk about this in another video. And then you're going to come down here and you're going to add the media this way. So it'll look like this. You'll go add media, add image. We're going to click this image, and then here's what it will look like. Here's how to make these decisions. If you're ever like, which one do I do? Just click it to see. It's saying, hey, do you want us to have your ad appear on stories like this or like this? As you can guess, we're going to have it appear like that. Do you want it to appear in the right column like this or like this? We are going to say like this because otherwise it wouldn't make sense. You can also see that there's this replace button. That is if you wanted to make a 9:16 version of this ad to run in stories instead, then you would click replace here and you would do so. I think this is a great idea to do to scale a campaign once you know it's working. Otherwise, if you're really trying to get your tests out, then it's not the worst idea to just run this. Like, people get it. Like, they'll see this on their story. They're not going to be like, I wish this black bar reached the top. It's going to be black anyways. It really will look the same than if I had made a story post for this. Really, with the story, I would just be able to add like some more text in there if I wanted to. But in this case, like, it's going to perform the same. I'm not going to worry about creating it. Then you have these options. And this is something that I knew after they added this last week that I needed to come out with this video immediately. They have buried some of the enhancements down here, and you'll have to go to see more enhancements to see some of them. And then there you go. Some of the freaking worst things that you can do to an ad are turned on. This headline thing, that looks terrible, right? Especially with this ad. It's a text ad. I don't need you to put the headline there. Off. The image template should probably always be off, okay? Image template, 100% of the time off. Text improvements, 100% of the time off. It's a terrible, terrible thing to have on, and its default is to be on, and they have hidden it from everyone, is what's so ridiculous. And then music, you're going to want to turn this off unless you hand select the music yourself. Even then, it does not improve your ad's ability to convert, okay? So unless you're like, you know what, I love music, I want to make sure that it's on the ad, for whatever reason I think it's going to fit really well, then you can add it. But the music that it automatically places on there, a lot of times is bad. I once had a client have Jingle Bells selected as a default song for her ad to appear. All right, so the easiest way is just turn music off, but otherwise you're going to want to select it yourself. Visual touch-ups is going to basically just like add sharpness and saturation and contrast and things like that to your image to try to make it look a little bit better. It shows you what it's going to look like. So right here, by the way, too, that is because this expand image is on. So it's asking, hey, do you want us to like make a vertical version of this for you? And in that case, I do think it does look okay. This right here with the headline, that's off though. Image template's off. Visual touch-ups, some of these things look really stupid, so I'm going to turn it off. If you're ever unsure, just go through the examples, but some of those things that it was doing to the image, I didn't like at all. I'm going to turn that off. Expand image, we are going to leave on. And then adjust brightness and contrast, I am going to leave on. So basically the reason why is this isn't going to do much, like especially to a black and white image, it changing the brightness and contrast doesn't really matter to me. But for the sake of earning Meta's favor, I am going to keep this on just so I can leave, like it wants me to leave it on, right? It wants me to leave it on. So a lot of these, absolutely not am I going to leave it on, but in the rare occasion that I don't mind leaving it on, then I will, all right? So that is honestly the main reason why I wanted to create the video, is that right there. The rest of this here is things that we are going to cover in another video. What should I write here? What should you write here? What should you write here? Which button should you pick? All of this is going to be chosen, or the main way that I can help you is if you book a free call with me below, a complimentary call, and we will look at your ad situation. I have a done with you program. It's $750 per month where you get 4 private calls with me and we build out your entire ad campaign together. Or I can run ads for you if you literally have no time at all. If you do have time, I would recommend that you let me teach you ads though, because we're going to figure it out in a matter of 1 to 3 months. And just depending on how complex your offer is, or how many offers we're looking to run ads to, or how many businesses you have. I've had someone stay with me for 10 months just so we could work on all of the aspects of their business. But it's $750 a month for 4 private calls a month and unlimited messaging support. That's at least the cost right now. So get in that program before I get too big where I have to increase my pricing if you like the value that I have to offer. So that's what I got for you. Subscribe. We got lots more videos coming out soon. And this offer right here that I just created this image for is also an offer that I have going on. You can get a free course on building an AI assistant, which is not entirely free to get the software for the bot, but you can check that out below too. See you in the next one.